I'ma keep it real. I'ma keep it 10,000. As y'all all know, every now and then, I like to bring y'all these real life stories. Yeah, I don't like to sit here and speak celebrity gossip all the time. I like to bring y'all these real life stories of people that was really out there in these wicked streets and that was really catching bodies. Yeah, I want to bring y'all the stories of the guys that was out there gang banging, that was taking over territories, that stories that you probably would never hear anywhere else. We got to get deep into this one, y'all, because from the Bronx, Weeks Avenue, you heard? 175th. You dig? Shout out to everybody from Killer Clay Avenue, all up and down that area. But these guys rule with an iron fist. And when I say he was involved in 11 bodies and actually informed on 6 more, which brings it into a total of 17, let's talk about it.
This is Harlem legend, no cap, no trap, no trap. Oh, this is Harlem legend, no cap, no trap, no trap. Hey, this is Harlem legend, no cap. Harlem legend TV, we the realest on the screen. Breaking down the culture, keeping everything clean. Hip-hop stories raw, nothing in between. From the block to the world, we chasing a dream. See the world through a lens so wide. Every hood story, every truth they hide. I'm the pulse of the block where the truth resides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides. Harlem Legend TV where the realness abides.
Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E Oil, aka the Harlem Legend, man. If you're new to the channel, if you're old to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video or going live. I got a very special guest to bring in the building. Yeah, some of y'all may consider him a hitman. Some may consider him a serial killer. Let's call it what it is, y'all. Let's stop with no further ado. Let's bring this man in the building. Salute, my G. What's popping? We got Bucks in the building, y'all. What's good, Buck?
What's good? Peace.
Man, so, you know, you're out the Bronx area. Let the people know where you grew up at, who you be. I mean, what's going on here, B? Where you come from, man? Like me personally, I'm from Harlem, and I never even heard of you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, just me being from Harlem, you know, you from the BX. So, like, how did you come up? Like, where you from in the BX? What's popping?
Yeah, I'm a local nigga, man. I'm from 175th and Weeks Avenue, you heard? Born and raised, you know what I mean? My family from Harlem. They from 138th, 139th, you know what I'm saying? On Lenox and all of that. That's where my family from. So my grandmother moved to Weeks Avenue when my mother and my aunt was like 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't just move there. I was born and raised there, right there on Weeks Avenue, 1767. You heard?
So, and I get that you was real cool with dudes like Hell Rel, different dudes in the game, right? Because to my understanding, I thought like Hell Rel was from that area.
Yeah, Rel from Brooklyn. He moved to my block in 89. He moved to my building in like, not 87. He moved to my building from Brooklyn, though. He really from Brooklyn, though. But, you know, if you move somewhere where you 8 years old, you know, that you could say you from there. So he from Weeks. He from the block. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask you, right? Because your story is riveting. I gotta be real, and a lot of people, it's unheard. Like this blows my mind, right? So when I first got the word, the first thing that was told to me, this man knows about 17 bodies. So let's clarify that for the audience, as far as, you know, 11 and 6, or how did this go? Like, what are you involved in?
Well, see, the whole, you know, we could do certain shit for shock value and all that, but the whole serial killer hitman and all that type of shit,
yeah,
you know, I was more or less like the Kane out the crew. I had an AWAC, an old killer that I ran around with, and then I had a young baby killer that I ran around with. So I was like the Kane nigga. Like if Kane didn't die in Boys in the Hood, I mean in Menace to Society, I would be that nigga. You know what I'm saying? If Kane lived and then he ended up telling, you know what I'm saying? Because he probably would have told over the bitch Ronnie, right? Ronnie probably made that
Yeah.
nigga tell like, yo, let's tell him go to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I was like that nigga. You know what I mean? I was the in between. Like I wouldn't consider myself a killer because I know what a killer is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, and it wasn't
I know
just you.
niggas that I know niggas that'll kill you for nothing. I wasn't one of them type of niggas. I was the drug block type of nigga. I was like, if it made sense, then I might send somebody down there to do something to you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll go down there and do something to you. So I wasn't really no killer. I know what a killer is. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so it wasn't like was it a gang atmosphere? Like, you know what I mean? Was it a gang situation?
Well,
Yeah.
you don't get involved with 17 joints at one time. That's a lifespan. I got locked up with my Fed case at 37. So by the age of 37, you know, a lot of shit had accumulated just being around that type of action. You know what I'm saying? So
Let me ask you this, right? So when they say 17, like break that down to me. Like you was involved at 11 and then formed on 6?
um nah, I probably was personally involved with probably about like 5 or 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like personally there.
Okay.
But like I said, like when you around, if you got AWAC right here, old killer right here, and then you got old dog, a little 18, 19-year-old killer right here, and you in the middle, it's like, you know, they might go do some shit and you know what happened. You know what I'm saying? With the feds, that's all it take. All you need is to have right and exact information, either before or after, and they consider you, you know, credible, like real information, not secondhand, third hand. I'm talking about out the horse's mouth or you was there on the scene. I was like there on the scene for a lot of shit. And then I got my own situations, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that I was involved in. But I was involved in my first homicide at 12 years old. Like for instance, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't kill the person. I didn't even know they was gonna kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But because I was the youngest and you know, the individual that they was gonna murder was one of my best friend's brother. You know what I'm saying? And they sent me to go get the nigga to go knock on the door because I was best friends with his little brother. So me knocking on the door at 12 in the morning, whatever, even though that was out of line, but they sent me to go knock on the door and tell him, you know, they had some drugs for him to test because he was robbing niggas. And I told him to go up there. I didn't know they was gonna kill him. I could sit here and be like, yo, I was 12 and I knew they was gonna kill him, and I didn't know they was gonna kill him.
Is
I
that
went
one that you actually informed on?
Yeah, I formed on every last one of them. I'm not up here talking about nothing I didn't tell the feds. You know what I'm saying?
So
This is all
so
them.
so when you go to the feds, you have to give up everything.
When you profit, yeah. You don't have to, but that's what you're supposed to do because this is what people don't realize. When you profit with the feds, like they make you cop out. I had to cop out to, you know, 360 to life. You know what I'm saying? So if at any time when you decide, when you cooperating with them, if there's anything that you lie about, you gotta go do that 30 to life. You gotta go do that. If you lie, if they catch you in a lie. So they're gonna ask you shit, like lead you towards shit. Well, so what happened? Is it true you did XYZ, XYZ? If you lie and they could prove that you lie, if it's 2 other people saying that, you know, you lied, they could rip your letter up and you got to go do that time. So the feds is wicked like that. You can't get up there and lie or try to save your man. Once you decide that that's what you're going to do, then you got to go all the way. You know what I'm saying?
How many of there was you guys? Like, was it like a gang effort, like a group, like not a gang effort, but a crew of people, like that
Nah,
was running around catching these
nah.
bodies? Was it paid for
Oh,
hire? What? How was it?
well, it was different times. You know what I mean? I had two stints. Like I went before I went in from '99 to like 2001. We basically took over the whole neighborhood, like 240, Toppin, Clay, Weeks, and all of that. Like we took over a lot of that shit over there. So that was one time. And then I went to jail. I came home from the federal penitentiary in '06. This was when around the time when Rel was doing the music shit. And then I got with Storm and niggas from the other side, and then that turned into, you know, a whole nother situation. You know what I'm saying? So this is 2 different situations. But in both times, yeah, in both times, it was a crew of get busy niggas, you know, and I was always the brains, like, yo, damn, let's make some money. If everybody's scared of you, like when I came home in '06, It was a little individual that was only like 17, 18. He already had a couple bodies. Everybody was scared of him. So when I got out of prison, niggas knew, like, yo, Bucks left.
Wait, there was dudes walking around with 17, 18 with bodies already. Like, see, I don't know. It blows my mind just, you know, now that I'm a civilian and I sit back and I watch all of this. You know what I'm saying? Just it sounds crazy. Like 17, 18 already got a couple bodies under your belt. Like, damn, I ain't never killed nobody, bro. Like,
my little man, Shark Baller. Yeah, Shark Baller. Well, he ain't my man no more, but little Shark Baller, yeah, he already had a couple bodies when I came home. You know what I'm saying? He had already killed a couple people. So, you know, I'm a thinker. So when I came home, everybody was expecting me to go back to Weeks or go back to 240 and try to take over, because I got locked up on that time. When I got locked up, I had control of the neighborhood. So, and you do 6 years and come home, everybody like, oh, this nigga Buck's back on his bullshit. So I came home and Shark had everybody scared because he had caught a couple bodies. He running around with Storm. Storm was a notorious stick-up kid. He a shooter. He get busy. Hedo, you know, they was already getting busy, but I already had a relationship with these niggas before I went to jail. Not Shark, because Shark was a baby before I went to jail. But he grew up watching me. You know what I'm saying? He was from the neighborhood. I remember my little brother bringing him around when he was younger. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, collectively, I want to ask you this. Collectively, all you niggas, how many bodies you think is total collectively between all of y'all?
But shit, Shark had 5 by himself.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? That I know of. And I know he had more than that because, like you said, there was a point where niggas was taking murder for hire. Niggas was doing murders for hire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so y'all was getting paid. Well, have you ever got paid? I want to ask you that too.
Not me personally, nah.
So you was doing it for rec?
Nah. I was
for the spots y'all was taking over. I don't want to just say rec like that so people think y'all was doing it for fun. No, I'm saying like, so to take over the spots, y'all was basically getting rid of the participants. Was y'all actually giving them time to y'all was just ruling with an iron fist on some like, yo, clear these spots out or we want them.
Yeah, that type of time for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, like, I was a smart nigga too. Sometimes somebody might have got into something that didn't have nothing to do with us, but somebody got shot over there. And then I'll be, you know, because I always been a charismatic type of nigga. I always been laid back, cool. I was the person people could talk to because I'm not a bully. So niggas would always come and be like, yo, Bucks, your little man this, yo, Bucks, your little man that. So I was always that type of dude. If my little man kept robbing y'all, he shot y'all, and I would come with the work. Like, yo, listen, fuck it. You might as well just get work from us, you know what I'm saying, and deal with us to alleviate all that bullshit, and I'll keep them niggas up the block, or I'll keep them niggas down the block, you know what I'm saying? So that was the nigga I was. I was more of the thinker, you know what I'm saying? I had killers around me. That's why I say, you know, you say the killer, and I take it, but I was a thinker, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, but I get busy though, you know what I'm saying? I fuck a nigga over too.
No,
at that time.
That's why you're dangerous, motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, that's why you're dangerous, because wouldn't you say that? Like, that's why you're super dangerous, because you know what I mean? You'll do something to a nigga too, though. Like, he's be thinking something gay. You'll definitely do something to somebody.
And you're not gonna know. Like, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna threaten you. I ain't gonna, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. You just gonna find out. I ain't gonna yell. I ain't gonna get upset. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: Was it pressure? Was it pressure that made you inform? Was it what made you? See, this is the number one question I always ask anybody that actually turned coat or turned over, whatever. What was the ultimate decision that made you say, nah, I ain't spending the rest of my life behind these bars, man?
The same thing that made me start shooting my gun off. Fear. I could lie, you know, I found Christ. I could say it was God. I could say I felt guilty. I could say all them other things that niggas say. It was fear, brother. I'm keeping it a band with you. Fear. You know, the fear that made me start picking up my gun at a certain age. See, a lot of niggas who shoot, cut, stab, all these gangsters, underneath that gangster is a scared little kid. You know what I'm saying? There was at one point where you was a scared little kid. If you study psychology and you study people, you know, you study the Jeffrey Dahmers or the Charles Mansons or the Richard Ramirez's, you study these people, they got one thing in common. At one time, that man was a kid who went through something psychologically, spiritually as a child, and he carried those things. So whatever happened to him made him numb to the violence or made him numb to what was going on. And that's the makings of a true serial killer or problem or whatever you want to call it. It's a scared little boy. So I started picking up that hammer as a scared little boy, and I began to believe whatever was connected to me had me feeling like that's who I was. And there's times where the scared little boy comes. Sometimes you in that car with that hammer, and you like, damn, do I really want to do this? And then that entity or that energy take over. You jump out the car and hit somebody in front of everybody. You ain't even think about it until that time comes. And what happened was with me, I got in that precinct. A armed career criminal, you know what I'm saying? Category 6, and that little boy crept right back in. You ain't built for this. I say it. Niggas will say whatever they want. I'm saying it. You ain't trying to, because I left the penitentiary. I left Leavenworth. I've been to Lewisburg, So as a 37-year-old man, knowing that I'm about to go face another 30 to life behind the wall, I said, nah, I ain't doing that. Where I sign up, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was fair for me. Everybody got their own story. They're going to say how they want to say it, address it how they want to address it. For me, it was fair. I was afraid. And not of the violence, not of that, because when you become violent, becomes easy for some people. When I was Bucks and I was living that lifestyle, violence wasn't hard. I grew up fighting, cutting, stabbing. My whole jail history is horrible. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the fear of that. It was the fear of dying in prison, broke, not being able to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying?
Being forgotten about. That's what we want kids to understand. Once you go to prison, you're forgotten about. 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, nobody is going to remember you.
It's over. You know what I'm saying? And me.
Go ahead.
Nah, you go ahead. What you
go ahead. I want you to get yours out.
What I was going to say was for me, you know what I'm saying? It's never been about fear of violence. It's just fear of my reaction to the violence. You know what I'm saying? And how it's going to affect my family. Because I still, my whole life, I never did biz by myself. I ain't talking about the streets. I've always had family. My aunts love me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the first boy in like 3 generations of women. So when I came, I was like the savior. You know what I'm saying? So I always been loved by my family and people that really, really been with me from a child. So I was more afraid of how they was gonna feel about me doing life and me locked behind a wall, because I do my biz in the box anyway. I come in, I turn up, and I go to the box. If I did 18 years, I probably did 9 of them in solitary confinement. I'm keeping it a band, even in the witness protection, even in GO with the other rats. I was in GO. I was fighting every day in GO. If I was there 2 years, I probably did like 8 months in the box in GO, not wanting to be around niggas. I was one of them dudes. I'd rather be by myself. I ain't want to be around niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you this. Out of the 17 bodies, is there any that you regret? Was anybody close to you that was friendly with? No, I'm saying like I understand like all 17. You just wish they was, because you're going a different route now, right? We know that you're trying to go. You see you see your wrongs now at the 17 joint. You feel me? Hey, you see your wrongs, right? But is there anybody there that you was like, damn, I should have never did that one?
Or had an involvement in, you mean?
Had an involvement in it or anything like that was close to your family or close to you, and you like, damn, I should never did that to him.
The biggest one, really for real, was the first one. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid. I didn't know they was gonna kill that nigga, and then that twisted something in me. It did a lot. That did a lot because, one, I watched these niggas get away with it, and I seen how you could get away with murder, and that's not a good thing to teach a little 12, 13-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? So I knew, okay, you could get away with it. They got away with it. They never even got arrested for it. And not only did they not get arrested for it, I watched, and this ain't juice, but I watched these niggas go to the funeral, go to the cookout, hug the mother, and I had to sit there with his brother, which was my age. So I had to watch his family go through it. I had to watch niggas smoking blunts with his sister over his death.
And knowing they was involved.
Was smoking blunts with the niggas that killed them. And here I am, a 12-year-old little kid, knowing everything that happened. And I had to hold that in. I had to watch them cry. I had to watch it. And then I watched the killer turn from a regular nigga into a killer, because now the niggas around him know he did this. So I see how they start treating him different. You know what I'm saying? And I was always a smart little nigga, so I noticed that. So that's what ignited that in me. That's when that demon attached itself to me, because now I wanted that. I wanted that fear. I wanted people to say, You know, so from that point on, I already had my mind made up. As soon as I get my hand on the gun, I'm squeezing it. I want that. But that's fear. You know, that ain't nothing tough.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing smart or I'm not trying to articulate some gangster shit. I'm just telling you how this shit works. And that's why I'm talking to these kids, because there's a bunch of little scared little kids that gonna put themselves in that same predicament, that's in that car, don't want to jump out, and then you jump out, and then you start thinking that that's who you are, but that ain't who you are, shorty. You know what I'm saying? That ain't who you are. But that's a whole nother thing that I'll get into later, man. You know, what goes on in these neighborhoods spiritually, mentally, what create the type of people who run around, you know, propagating and promoting and living this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wanted to know, is there some that you were actually particular involved? You pulled the trigger. Do you regret going like that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I only had one situation, you know what I'm saying? And a
Okay.
person, he lived for a minute and then he died like a few months later, you know what I'm saying, due to his injuries. And he ain't even tell on me. Like they locked me up, they grabbed me, I hit him 9 times, he lived, you know what I'm saying? And everybody knew I did it, and he kept it real. He said, nah, he ain't do it to me. You know what I'm saying? And then that individual, I think he found God. They said he was preaching for a little while, and then he died due to complications or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And everybody pretty much looked at it like, you know, you hit him up all them times. He never could walk right. He never could move right. He was sick, and then he died. You know what I'm saying? And again, at that night when it happened, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't justified. You know, he act like he had a gun. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a gun. So when I went and got my gun, he tried to show me he didn't have a gun, but it was already too
Too
late because
late.
I had money on my head. Nigga said it was money on my head. So I felt like I'm gonna be out here. I'm not gonna get this nigga the opportunity to one night to jump out on me and do something to me. So I did something to him. And then after he passed away, everybody was like, oh, he wasn't like that. He wasn't this type of dude, or this and this and that. But that night he was. So, you know, I regret all of them, but especially the
Yeah.
shit I did, or especially some shit that I could have stopped. Like I knew there was a possibility, or I knew this person was gonna get killed, and I allowed it to happen for monetary gain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to ask you, did a lot of your family, friends separate from you because of this? Because you went and you informed on so many people? Because
Yeah,
is there people
yeah.
serving time right now for you? Because you told basically.
Man, my pops didn't even talk to me for years. Nigga, my own father didn't talk to me for years. You know what I'm saying? I got blood brothers that don't talk to me. Like we came out the same woman. Don't talk to me. But I raised them to be that way. So, you know, if I was still in the streets, you know, I would feel the same way probably. I mean, I wouldn't, but I'm just saying I understand the ideology. I understand the mentality. My father didn't talk to me for a long time. When I told him I was cooperating, he told me to go do that 30 years, man. I'm gonna keep it above my pop, man. Go do that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he got told on by somebody he was close to, and he didn't speak to that person over 30 years. But, you know, he gave his life to God. They became Christians and stuff like that. So when he became a Christian, you know, he reached out to me after I was already in for like 3 years, already telling, proffering. Then he reached out and was like, yo, you my son. You know what I'm saying? But it was hard for him. You know what I mean? So, but I understood it. I don't even, you know, I see people in the comments, rat this, rat that, rat this. I understand it. Not saying that they justify, but I understand the psychological damage that's on our people. I understand what we promote as real or something to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I know why they feel that way because I was in that frame of mind too. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But people, you could look about all the shit that I gave up, all the bodies I told them. But let's just say if it's 17 people, how many families was affected? How many people was affected? How many
That's
kids
a
was
fact.
affected? How many people want justice? You know what I'm saying? I got
That's
a
a
family
fact.
member, when we put up the first video, somebody hit one of my family members from Clay. Where you from? Down the block, Clay, some Clay niggas. They hit up a family member of mine that was like, yo, you know, talking shit about me. But these same individuals, every year, you know, they happy heavenly birthday, this one happened, happy heavenly birthday, that one. You know what I'm saying? They want justice, but they gonna call me all kinds of rats, but they want justice.
And,
You know what I mean?
and these are the people, families that actually lost people.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you informed on it and got people
Yeah,
arrested, and they
yeah,
still they
yeah,
calling you the rat though.
yeah. So it's
That's the
like,
mentality
nigga,
sometimes.
don't,
That's the
nigga, I
mentality of
know,
love.
because yeah, you wanted justice, nigga. You wasn't gonna do nothing. I seen these same niggas throwing cookouts from Clay. They throw all these rest in peace cookouts every summer, And niggas from my block come down there and go to the cookout, be the niggas that killed them. And they invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? You from Clay, but you wasn't down there, so you don't know the inner workings of Clay. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that is
I
weird.
used to live on Clay Ave, Killer Clay.
Like, you're not gonna do nothing. You're a working citizen. You're not gonna do nothing. You know, you've seen the people who did it. They was out for years. You never did nothing. You wouldn't have said nothing to me nor them. Then I turned hot. I snitched. I solved certain things and fixed certain things. And then you still talking crazy like you was a street nigga when you was a job working nigga. No, for real. They got a gang down there called PFK, play for keeps, and these niggas all got jobs. None of them never did nothing. Why call yourself that? But see, this is why I'm here though, to talk to the people. Like, if you workers, have a job and be okay with that. Be proud of being a father. Be proud of being there for your wife, being there for your moms when she's sick and she's dying. Don't be the working nigga that's not gonna bust a grape or throw rice at a wedding, but you on the internet with the toughest nigga you know, throwing up these signs and saying we play for keeps, we this, we that. Brother, that ain't the life, homie. That ain't the life, homie. Don't sit up here and judge. And you could do whatever. The street niggas, I get them a pass with judging because they doing shit. They got murders that they ain't telling on. They done been up north a few times. So like, this rat nigga. I've been to jails 7 times. Every time I went to jail, somebody told on me. So if you feel that way because you was in that predicament, I get it. But all you working niggas sitting on your computer talking about you this and you that and you rat this rat. Homie, sit down, man. Even some of them jail niggas, sit down. You ain't been nowhere. You ain't did nothing. I went to jail several times for drugs. I went to jail in '99 for a double shooting. My first real conviction, I had 2 first-degree attempts with a firearm. Somebody jumped out of my car, hit 2 niggas. I got locked up. The whole Connecticut know that. The whole New London, Connecticut know that. I hit the nigga jumped out of my car, hit 2 people. I got locked up. Everybody know I didn't do it. I went and did 5 years for that, homie.
Let me ask you this before we get out of here, right? Because I want to come back with part 2. There will be a part 2, yeah, because this man has been around industry rappers. He's been certain places, and I would like for him to get even deeper. And, but what do you say to the people that say you don't deserve to be on the streets at this point? Why are you even on the streets after 17, informing on 17 bodies and knowing all of this information and being involved? And how do you deserve to be on the streets? What do you say to the people that say that?
Man, the Creator gave me everything he had for me, everything it had for me. The universe works in the way that it works. If I wasn't supposed to be here, I wouldn't be here. This ain't man's work. Yeah, I told and did all of that. That's a physical aspect, but I could have prayed and meditated and walked out of them gates. You know what I'm saying? So anybody could say anything. I'm never, ever gonna feel no kind of way about what somebody think or what somebody say. Everybody's entitled to whatever they think or whatever they say. Only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the hypocrisy. I'm gonna show you where you're bugging the fuck out. I'm gonna show you psychologically how you're trained to feel a certain kind of way and why you feel the way you feel. People don't even realize why they feel the way they feel. We don't realize why Black people love chicken. We love chicken because chicken was given to us our whole lives. So we like fried chicken. If we wasn't given fried chicken, then we wouldn't like fried chicken the way we like fried chicken. People don't understand. They think their own thoughts is their own thoughts. All your thoughts ain't your thoughts, homie. The Quran in Surah 114 say the whispers. Sometimes you get whispered in certain intentions that's not all yours, homie. So you got to understand and control your own thoughts, emotions, and actions before you talk about the thoughts, emotions, and actions of another human being, man. And that's just real shit. So
salute, man. Yo, look, I appreciate you, Buck, pulling up. Give your final take. We will come back with a part 2, y'all, and maybe a part 3. Maybe a part 3. Let the people know where they can find you, because I understand you starting your own platform now. I know you more of the spiritual type, and you want to let the people know, and you're going to integrate both and basically break down why don't go the route you went, but let the people know where to find you and how you rocking out here.
Yeah, like the brother said, shout out to Kai Reality, 050 The Movement, Harlem Legend, you know what I'm saying? But I got my platform coming through these brothers, I'm fucking with them heavy, SOL TV, you know what I'm saying? My platform
here on the
coming
screen.
out, you know what I mean? I did a lot of studying, a lot of reading, a lot of praying, a lot of meditating to get where I'm at. So, we're gonna give a little hood tales and all that too, but I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all the realer side of the streets and the realer side of society. And this whole thing from the Rel, Dipset, and all that goofy shit that I don't care nothing about is really just to show the kids, the people, the youth. It's some adults too, because you got some kids that are smarter than grown people. There's some grown people that are dumber than the kids. So it ain't really an age thing, but you know, the youth is what I'm shooting at. But you got some adults that need to understand what life is really about. And I'm just trying to change the perspective and the narrative out here. Like, forget about the physical aspect of stuff and get into the spiritual aspect of stuff, because, you know, real quick, y'all might not know this or understand this. You might not even believe what I'm saying, but a lot of the shit I was involved in, man, I had demons connected to me, homie. I was possessed. I had spiritual possession. I had a lot going on with me. You know what I'm saying? I done did shit to niggas and didn't even remember doing it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all running around with these blood beads that y'all got out of the Botanica and all of that. Y'all don't even know the energy in these neighborhoods and the witchcraft going on in these neighborhoods. And the witchcraft and the energies going on in these houses while these little girls is getting raped by their own fathers, getting molested by their own fathers. And these secrets that people hold and turns you into a monster and turns you into something other than yourself. So y'all don't even know what's going on out here. And I'm just a brother here that been through some things that could tell you. It can't nobody tell you about possession and spiritual attachments better than the person who been through it. That's just like a drug counselor who was once a drug addict. So
Facts.
Stay tuned, you know, breathe easy. I'm here. You know, SOL TV is my YouTube channel. Go there, subscribe, check me out, and see what I'm talking about. Peace.
Salute, man. Yo, we got a lot more coming up. I appreciate you, King. Salute, homie. You already know. Salute. Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. You know, I love to bring out these type of stories so y'all can really get a full understanding of what's going on. We're gonna have part 2 coming, probably part 3. Is a lot. He has a lot. Yeah, keep in mind, there's a lot here y'all to decipher, to break down. Make sure y'all get down in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all go over to his channel, do the same. Make sure y'all show that love, man. Salute.